In the quaint, obscure hamlet of Willowbrook, an eerie relic of the past loomed large and ancient, dilapidated circus forgotten by the sands of time. This once vibrant spectacle, where peals of laughter and joy once resounded, now stood in a state of melancholic decay. Its once lustrous tents, now mere remnants, had surrendered to the ravages of time, their hues faded, their fabric torn, while the brilliant lights that had once illuminated the night sky had been snuffed out, replaced by an ominous darkness oozing from every crevice and corner. Legend whispered tales of malevolent spirits haunting the forsaken circus grounds, spectral clowns, performers of a bygone era, now twisted into vengeful entities. In days of yore, these clowns had been the stars of the show, their antics bringing boundless joy to the young and old alike. However, fate, it seemed, had a sinister twist in store for them. The tale spoke of a man named Mr. Higglesworth, the circus proprietor, who had succumbed to an insidious obsession with dark, arcane forces. Driven by a thirst for immortality, he concocted a horrifying scheme. Under the shroud of night, he lured the clowns into a concealed chamber beneath the grand tent, where he conducted a ghastly ritual, binding their souls to the very earth upon which the circus stood. Once playful and cheerful, these clowns were now transformed into specters of malevolence. Their once painted faces, adorned with lively hues, now bore grotesque, terrifying expressions. Their laughter, once infectious and merry, now reverberated through the circus like a chilling, sinister symphony. As years ebbed away, the legend of the haunted circus spread like wildfire, winding its tendrils through the hearts of Willowbrook's inhabitants. Parents warned their offspring to steer clear, and even the bravest souls shuddered at the mere thought of approaching the forsaken grounds after sunset. Yet, there existed a faction, audacious teenagers with curiosity as their guide and fearlessness as their shield, who dared to challenge the ominous folklore. On a night devoid of the moon's silver glow, this group assembled at the perimeter of the circus grounds. Armed with flashlights and bravado, they ventured forth, their laughter and jests disguising the trepidation that lurked beneath their youthful bravado. The atmosphere was dense with an otherworldly chill, and an eerie silence hung thick, as if the very air was pregnant with malevolence. Beneath the time-worn canvas of the grand tent, their laughter dwindled into anxious murmurs. Flashlight beams danced across the vacant seats, casting spectral shadows that seemed to have a life of their own. Suddenly, the wind, carrying a sense of dread, rustled the ancient circus tents, making them groan and creak as though the very ground beneath them writhed with sinister intent. From the obsidian depths emerged a soft, mocking laughter that sent shivers down their spines. The teenagers froze, their eyes widening with terror. The laughter swelled, echoing through the desolate space around them. And then, with a suddenness that gripped their hearts in icy vice, the flashlights flickered and succumbed to the encroaching darkness, leaving them in utter, impenetrable blackness. In the panic-stricken hush, the group fumbled for their phones, desperate to dispel the inky abyss. In the feeble glow of their screens, they beheld them, the clowns. Ghostly apparitions materialized from the shadows, their countenances twisted into horrifying rictuses, their eyes aglow with an unnatural luminescence. The teenagers' vocal cords unleashed primal screams, and they fled, their footsteps resounding through the hollow expanse of the circus grounds. Yet, regardless of their speed, the spectral clowns remained ever close, their laughter growing louder, more unhinged with each fleeting moment. One by one, the intrepid adolescents fell victim to the wrath of these vengeful spirits, their fate sealed by the unholy magic that tethered the clowns to the circus grounds. Their screams pierced the night as they were dragged, powerless, into the clandestine chamber beneath the grand tent, the very site where the nefarious ritual had transpired years ago. As dawn painted the skies with hues of gold over Willowbrook, it revealed an abandoned circus, a mere shell of its former glory. The clowns' laughter had ceased, yet their malevolent aura lingered, a chilling testament to the horrors that had unfolded beneath the faded canvas of the grand tent. Henceforth, Willowbrook became a town cloaked in fear and foreboding. The legend of the haunted circus served as a somber admonition to all who heard it, a reminder that certain stories were best left unexplored. It warned of the existence of dark forces, entities that should never be roused from their slumber. And so, the old circus stood desolate, its once vibrant tents now muted, their colors washed away by time, replaced by a haunting emptiness. The clowns' laughter no longer echoed, yet the memory of their terrifying legacy endured, a cautionary tale whispered in hushed tones to the inquisitive and the courageous. Deep beneath the decaying grand tent, In the concealed chamber where the sinister ritual had unfurled, the spirits of the clowns bided their time. They awaited the arrival of the next hapless souls, prepared to unleash their wrath upon anyone who dared to awaken the specters of the past. In the heart of the haunted circus, the clowns would roam eternally, their laughter resonating through the vacant expanse, an everlasting reminder of the dreadful toll exacted upon those who tampered with forces beyond mortal comprehension. Thus, the legend of the clowns persisted, a tale of terror destined to be passed down through the ages, a narrative that would haunt the nightmares of all who encountered its spine-chilling verses.
Once upon a time, in a small town nestled near the edge of a dark and foreboding forest, there lived a group of friends named Alex, Sarah, Mark, and Emily. They were adventurous and always sought thrilling experiences to satisfy their curiosity. One scorching summer day, they decided to embark on an adventure they would never forget: a swim in the eerie lake known as Shadowmere. Shadowmere was a place that whispered legends of mystery and danger. The lake was said to be haunted by the spirits of those who had perished in its depths, and an unsettling mist perpetually shrouded its surface. The locals warned against venturing near its chilling waters, but the allure of the unknown proved too strong for the young friends to resist. As dusk settled over the town, casting long shadows across the land, the group gathered near the edge of the forest. Nervous excitement filled the air as they approached the desolate lake. The moonlight struggled to pierce through the thick canopy of trees, adding to the ominous ambience. Alex, the most daring of the group, led the way. He stripped down to his swim trunks and dove into the murky waters. The others followed suit, hesitantly dipping their toes before joining him. The chilling touch of the lake sent shivers down their spines, but they pressed on, their fear drowned out by a sense of exhilaration. As they swam further into the depths, the mist grew denser, obscuring their vision. Strange noises echoed around them, whispering through the night, and an unsettling feeling settled over the friends. It was as if the spirits of Shadowmere were awakening, their ethereal presence surrounding the swimmers. Suddenly, a piercing scream cut through the silence. Sarah had vanished beneath the surface. Panic seized the remaining friends as they desperately searched for their lost companion. Mark and Emily frantically swam in different directions, their movements hindered by the treacherous water. Time seemed to stretch into eternity as the group fought against the unseen force, dragging them deeper. Their lungs burned for air, their bodies growing weaker with each passing second. Just as they were on the brink of surrender, a flickering light pierced the darkness. Through the mist, a spectral figure emerged, guiding them towards the lake's edge. The figure's hollow eyes bore into their souls, and their hearts pounded in their chests. As they reached the shore, the apparition dissolved into the night, leaving the friends trembling and gasping for breath. Their ordeal left them forever changed. The once carefree and adventurous friends were haunted by the nightmares of that fateful night. They vowed never to speak of Shadowmere again, their terrifying secret buried deep within their hearts. Years passed, and the four friends drifted apart, each burdened by the weight of their shared experience. The town itself grew colder, as if the darkness of Shadowmere had seeped into every corner. It became a place of whispered tales and eerie warnings, forever casting a pall over the community. Legend has it that those who dare to venture near the lake after nightfall can still hear the faint cries and see the flickering lights of the lost souls who met their fate in Shadowmere. The haunting echoes of that ill-fated swim continue to reverberate through time, serving as a chilling reminder to never underestimate the power of the unknown and the price one may pay for satisfying their curiosity. In the heart of a remote countryside, nestled between towering mountains and surrounded by dense forests, lay a forgotten village known as Ravenwood. It was a place where time seemed to stand still, and whispers of darkness clung to the air. Few dared to venture into its depths, but for those who did, the chilling tales that unfolded would forever haunt their dreams. The village was plagued by a curse that had its origins in a tragic event from centuries past. It was said that a powerful witch known as Morgana once roamed these lands, seeking revenge for the injustices done to her. Legend had it that the villagers, fearing her dark powers, banished her to the deepest recesses of the forest, where she vowed to unleash her wrath upon future generations. One moonless night, a group of friends decided to test their bravery by exploring the forbidden boundaries of Ravenwood. Adam, Claire, Jacob, and Emma, armed with only flashlights and an insatiable curiosity, ventured into the heart of the cursed village. They were warned of the dangers, but youthful invincibility blinded them to the looming peril. As they wandered through the deserted streets, a suffocating silence enveloped them. The houses stood dilapidated, windows shattered, and doors creaking on rusted hinges. It was as if the village itself held its breath, waiting for their presence to awaken the ancient curse. Suddenly, a bone-chilling gust of wind cut through the air, extinguishing their flashlights. Panic set in as darkness swallowed them whole. Desperate to find each other, their footsteps echoed through the abandoned streets. Whispers, soft and sinister, brushed against their ears, teasing their sanity. Voice synthesis performed by Yandex Cloud speaking it. One by one, they were separated, lost in the labyrinthine maze of Ravenwood. Adam stumbled upon a crumbling church, its once grand facade now a haunting reminder of forgotten devotion. He cautiously stepped inside, his breath hitching as he glimpsed a flickering candle in the distance. The candle's glow led him deeper into the bowels of the church, where he discovered a hidden chamber. The air grew heavy with an otherworldly presence as he set his eyes upon an ancient book, its pages tattered and stained. Drawn to its mysterious allure, Adam reached out to touch it, triggering a cataclysmic event. A deafening roar erupted, shaking the very foundations of Ravenwood. Shadows danced on the walls, and a blood-curdling scream echoed through the church. Adam's eyes widened in terror as Morgana, the vengeful witch, materialized before him. With a voice laced in malevolence, Morgana revealed the truth. Her curse had festered within the village, feeding on fear and sorrow, awaiting the moment to exact her revenge. The friends had unwittingly released her from her prison, and now they would face the consequences. In a desperate bid for survival, Adam raced through the winding streets, searching for his friends. Claire, Jacob, and Emma had each encountered their own nightmarish horrors, taunted by spectral apparitions and tormented by their deepest fears. Together, they fought to escape the clutches of the witch, their bond the only glimmer of hope against the encroaching darkness. As dawn broke on the horizon, a final showdown ensued at the village's ancient well, where the curse's power was said to be the strongest. The friends channeled their courage, their determination to break the cycle of despair. With every ounce of strength, they confronted Morgana, invoking the light of love and unity to banish her forever. The earth trembled as Morgana's screams echoed through Ravenwood, vanishing into the wind. The village was free from her curse, but the friends knew that the horrors they had witnessed would forever haunt their memories. They had stared into the abyss of darkness and emerged changed, marked by the chilling encounters with the supernatural. As the sun's rays pierced through the dissipating mist, the village of Ravenwood began to awaken from its long slumber. The houses regained a semblance of life, and the once forgotten streets slowly regained their vitality. But the scars of the curse remained etched upon the souls of those who had dared to challenge its malevolence. Adam, Claire, Jacob, and Emma, forever bound by their shared ordeal, made a pact to never speak of their experiences. They chose to bury the nightmares deep within, fearful that even the slightest mention could resurrect the horrors that had plagued Ravenwood. Years passed, and the friends grew older, each carving their own path in life. But the memories of that fateful night continued to whisper in their minds, an ever-present reminder of the darkness that lurked just beyond the veil of reality. Their once unbreakable bond began to fray under the weight of shared trauma. Unspoken words, haunted gazes, and strained interactions became the hallmarks of their friendship. Each carried their own guilt for releasing Morgana and the subsequent consequences that had befallen them. One stormy night, as the winds howled and rain battered against their windows, the friends received a cryptic message, a plea for help from an anonymous source claiming to be trapped within the clutches of Ravenwood. The message shattered their fragile equilibrium, reawakening their dormant fears. Reluctantly, they reunited, drawn back to the cursed village that had forever scarred their lives. As they approached Ravenwood, they found it cloaked in an impenetrable darkness, as if the night itself had devoured all traces of light. The air was thick with a palpable sense of foreboding, as if the curse had taken on a renewed strength. Guided by a faint glimmer of hope, the friends embarked on a treacherous journey through the decaying village. The familiar streets now twisted and contorted, leading them deeper into the heart of darkness. Each step sent shivers down their spines, and the whispers of Morgana's malevolent laughter haunted their ears. Their search led them to the remnants of Morgana's lair, a desolate ruin once filled with arcane symbols and dark magic. Within its depths, they found the source of the mysterious plea, a lone survivor trapped in a state of perpetual torment, caught between the realms of the living and the dead. Driven by compassion and a desire to right their past wrongs, the friends braved the treacherous journey into the spirit realm. They confronted their deepest fears, facing spectral apparitions, and engaging in a battle of wills against Morgana's vengeful spirits.